Hey friends, I'm coming from the back garden today because I'm burning some old garden waste, so I'm keeping an eye on the fire. But I had a thought because I'm on YouTube because I've uploaded my next episode for the podcast. It's coming out on Friday. I had another episode a couple of weeks ago. I'm looking to get back to a sort of fortnightly schedule, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll work. Because at the minute I'm ahead, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I got hit with the idea because I was on YouTube after uploading the episode, and YouTube on its studio app has a new thing called Inspiration, which is where they use generative AI to give you an outline for an episode. And on one idea, I hate it, like as a concept, like the generative idea. But on the other hand, there are some good ideas there because it creates it by analysing your content. And I've got 85 episodes, which is quite a lot of content to analyse. And, you know, if it looks for trends in my content, it's pretty easy to find them. And, yeah, it's got some ideas there that are things I was either planning on talking about or will talk about at some point in the future anyway. And it's really annoying that it's been forced on me and it's there as an idea. But at the same time, I'm saving them because some of them are ideas I'm going to be using, and it has broken them down into outlines and everything like that. Like, I'm never going to use a completely AI-generated episode. I'm not just going to, like, record from the AI. I would use the AI as a basis for anything I wanted to do. I did a free computer course, so I got a free computer by doing a course, and as part of the course, it was designed for a lot of people who were a lot older, and as part of the course, the gent running it showed off ChatGPT to people, which is great. You know, it works, you know, as a tool, similar to sort of Alexa. In that respect, it works quite well for a lot of people. So for a lot of older people who don't know their way around the internet, that's a good thing to show them. But I used it and I was actually curious, and I decided to see what ChatGPT had on me and had on Gardo Goes Geek and my podcast. And it was able to find things and source them. And again, I asked, it suggested, you could ask me for an Gardo Goes Geek style episode. So I did. And it came up with a concept that wasn't all that terrible. Like, it's not an episode on its own, but it could easily be built into one. And I kind of hate it. I kind of hate that generative AI is just being forced on us, but I also seem to have to understand that it is the way of the world now. This is how things are going. You know, I use Facebook quite a lot, and every post under Facebook has a whole load of generative AI things now, where it's like, you can ask for just an AI summarization of whatever meme or whatever it is you've just read, or whatever the post is talking about. And on some hands, it's so lazy and half-assed, and there's no way to prevent it being there. And it's like, it uses so much, for example, water to run these server farms for generative AI, and there's no option to turn it off. And there's a lot of, like, I'm looking for a job again at the minute, and so many of the jobs I'm looking for in my area are like AI trainers. And I want nothing to do with it, but I don't think we can avoid the fact that we are all going to have something to do with it eventually. Whether we want to or not, like, it is just the way of the world now. And especially for anyone who wants to be a content creator, who wants to create content like me, AI is out there, and there are people making content that is going viral off of it, and because a lot of older people just like this content. They find it fascinating. My father-in-law was around the other day, and he was showing me one of an AI-generated singing Baby Elvis. And I'm like, it's very impressive, but I don't like it on principle that they felt the need to do that. So yeah, it's hard. Had a phone call in the middle of recording a TikTok. But yeah, like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll show you. So yeah, so this is the tab. This is my video tab on my YouTube studio. Here is my inspiration, right? These are the 3 that have popped up. Okay, there's an option to spark an idea. I'm not going to use that because that's the actual generative AI thing. But like here, these are the ones that it's created for me, right? So, and it's like evolution of superhero teams, and you know, it loads up and it gives you hooks, and it gives you variable hooks. There's like 2 or 3 that you could actually use. It will give you like a full proposed outline, you know, that you could use for the episode, and you could even, you know, copy them, delete them, add bits in, put your own bits in, and it's like, these are all a good basis for like one of my style episodes. I wouldn't entirely use them as is, but I'd build on them. It gives you some thumbnails. The thumbnails it gives you are shit. Like, they are they are really bad AI thumbnails. Gives you some suggested titles, gives you some related ideas from other people that you could use. So every Avenger ever from IGN, the animated history of every Robin from Noah Sterling. So it gives you other ideas. It's crazy, and there's no... I don't know if there's a way to remove this, but at the same time I'm looking and I'm like, that's an interesting idea. Like there are things I could do with that idea, like the evolution of superhero teams going from like the Golden Age, you know, the introduction of Superman, Batman, the first Justice League, or the Justice Society as was, all the way through to like the Silver Age, and you get the Justice League, Fantastic Four, introduction from the Avengers, the X-Men, all the way through to more modern ideas on superheroes where you get to things like the Boys, and you know, the transition and the change of a superhero team from like the Golden Age right through to the modern day. And it's like, that sort of stuff would be great. That'd be a really good episode to do. Like, my cogs are already turning, thinking, well, I'd do this, and I'd look at this, and I'd look at the movies, and I'd look at third-party companies, I'd look at things like Valiant, and I'd look at, you know, the superheroes that never quite took off. But at the same time, it's like, I'd rather have come up with an idea like that on my own completely, rather than be prompted by an AI. So yeah, generative AI, it sucks, and it's everywhere, and we can't escape it, and we're going to have to deal with it.